Yeah. Natalie Berry's doing the live right now. He just said that he forgot.
Wala. Niyake.
Madabaka.
Oh, that was quick.
I
Good
forgot.
morning.
Well,
Good morning.
Yeah, I forget I'm Comanche when it's not perked up.
Itati Nakusach. Janet Pratt. Gwena.
Be sewn up by now.
Halito. Sio.
Unsti
Huntedish.
Gasi Asi Thali, which I'm pretty sure is still wrong.
Kikadoos. Kikadoos. Good
Those
morning.
things,
Good
remember when we were
morning.
making those drums?
Stongo.
Yeah, and then they were like, "What are you saying?" I was like, "I'm saying what you said." And then they're like,
Stongo Oshkenyecha. I forgot to message Natalie and tell her that we were doing the live.
She should know it's an every morning thing.
Yeah,
We're-
yeah, I know,
Yeah,
Natalie.
You know
Dang.
what? Don't even tell her. You know what? Tell her actually. I don't know. Yeah, tell her. Yeah, tell her that there was only 5 in there this morning. I only had to have 3, or I only got to have 3.
Black Wolf. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah.
I can still only see with my magnifier.
I thought you were gonna say with one eye.
With one eye. 2 eyes. Now I got 2 eyes. This is my extra eye.
Well, then you would have 3 if you're counting.
I'm not. I would have 4 then.
You'd have 5 because you got your glasses on. The one eye.
Oh, all the
I
eyes.
know, all of them.
Still can't see. Well, how's everybody doing this morning? Terry
Tired.
Tuesday.
Terry Tuesday. Yeah, I am
Yeah.
exhausted. We got like 7 or 8 people wearing Terry Tuesday shirts now. Soon it's going to be the official uniform of Department of Health.
Good
And then,
deal.
You know, I'm telling you, we need to just put ribbons on these, make them Gourd Clan shirts.
So you said you were tired?
I was up till 3 a.m. for no reason, just laying in bed, couldn't sleep. Woke up at 5 to go to the gym. Just running on 2 hours of sleep. I'm tired, but I'm here.
Do you have like a workout that you do? Like you do like legs one day,
Whatever doesn't hurt that day. And it's usually just everything. Whatever hurts the least, I work out.
I seen this meme this morning, and it was like it's chest and leg day, and it was like my order at KFC.
Gotta have that before you go. To the gym.
Yeah, no. That's my workout.
Yeah, but yeah, and then right now the gym's all crowded, so it's even harder to get
Because it's cold.
It's because of the new year.
Oh yeah. It's Quitter's Day.
Quitter's Day is next week, so
Quitter's Day is
we'll
next
see
week.
on next Wednesday if the gym is still crowded. Because last month it was not nearly as crowded as it is at 5 a.m. And so
New year, new me.
yep, new year, new me. I mean, I hope they stick with it, but change your time a little bit, just so that. yeah. There's only one gym in Kingfisher now, so it's very difficult. But help me out. Yeah, help me.
Yeah.
Help me make it easy for myself.
So, Carmelo's back today.
Oh, I forgot my phone. I forgot to send you the new box. Yeah, can you send me my regular phone, not my work phone?
So,
we have our new monthly box coming out.
What's it called?
It's the return of the snag bag. That was like one of the ones that just took off. So we started with the college safe box, and then it just went all the way to every box that we do every month. But snag bags, in like a week, we sent out 100 of them, which was crazy. And so now we're getting an early head start. I just realized it's on my laptop, so I just have my phone for no reason. I just added another candy heart. But yeah, I can send that one. I have that one.
So you kept the name of the candy hearts that we were?
Not the one that said easy.
Oh, that was the best one.
I
was the best.
I mean, I like pushing the limits as much as the next guy, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, it's going to you now.
Well,
what else happened? We announced our ceiling drum making class.
Yeah.
Or hand drum, I should say.
What day is that?
January 21st.
January 21st. We
I
will
spelled
be
bags wrong.
in.
Sorry.
We
Yeah,
will
I didn't
be
realize my
in
typo until I know it's way worse.
on the
Yeah.
21st. We will be in America.
Mhm.
That's what
Mhm.
they call it, America.
Yep. It'll be during Elders Traditional Night that Pathways is sponsoring, and we were tagging along anyway, and then we got a order of hand drum kits provided by IHS's Behavioral Health Department. So we're gonna start a little tour of helping people make hand drums. We're gonna try to do 20 hand drums in each community, do a little round through the smaller ones, and then go to the larger communities later on, and then go from there.
And then we're gonna make a little tour of the smaller towns, the ones that we don't really get to go to as much.
Yep. So I know it'll be Sealing. We were talking about Canton, Hammond, Thomas, uh, probably Gary, Watonga. We had some requests for Kingfisher, so we'll probably do some Kingfisher ones, and then hopefully by that time we'll have more hand drum kits, so that way we can continue on this thing. But we did get Christie's toy box. But yeah, and so that'll be a good thing. We also are gonna try to get some concho belt making kits, and then some shawl supplies, so that way we can have a lot more people help create these things and craft these things and pass on some knowledge that not a lot of people have, and a lot of people want to know, but it's just
Yeah,
they don't know who to ask or when to ask or anything like that. And so hopefully we'll get
definitely.
some good turnout from that.
That's cool. That's cool. I feel like in some of them smaller communities, we have I know like in Thomas, we always have like a decent turnout.
Mm.
Like all programs be stuffed into that one little room,
Yep, that senior center. Yep.
and which is kind of, I don't know, me being from Thomas, most towns have two
Yeah.
ERCs, and
Yep.
Thomas can't even
Can't
get
even get
one.
one.
Weatherford can't even get one.
I
I
know.
mean, it's kind of crazy. But like you go to Gary, they got two.
Yep.
Ceiling's got two. I mean, there's even one. Have you ever been to the ERC in where is that? Not Longdale, but it's another smaller community over there.
Right, Canton.
Yeah, between Canton and Ceiling. Oh my God, it's right on the tip of my tongue. But they have an ERC too out there. It's like out in the middle of the country.
I wonder if the tribe even remembers that they have an ERC, or if it's
It's, I
just sitting
mean,
there.
they used to have a lot of dances there whenever I
It's
was
like
a kid.
Fonda.
Fonda, yes, yes. They have an ERC in Fonda. So I mean,
What's benefit dance? Yeah, we'll be lost. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Play
they
outdoors.
whenever I was, growing up, they always had dances there, like all the time in Fonda. That was like a very, and I don't know, I didn't understand why, because but it's like right in the middle of all them communities right there. So I mean, Thomas can't even get one
Yeah. You guys gotta
ERC.
share the senior center apparently. So
But I mean, back to what we were saying.
I don't remember.
We always have a pretty good turnout when we go to these communities. I remember the Bigfoot. Uh, that they had a good turnout at Canton. Uh, Gary people. Some most time people come out.
Hmm.
I know Thomas they did. Hammond. We always have like a decent. For the size of community that they have. But I've been to Kingfisher a couple of times, and not one person came
Yep.
to a few of the events that we had up there.
I know. I
So
even told my wife to come. I was like, just drive down the street. You could win something.
it ain't
Didn't even
that.
show up.
Yeah, it ain't that we don't want to
Yeah.
go to these places. It's just that a lot of these smaller communities get left out. So we try to make an attempt to include everybody.
Mhm.
But like I was saying, when we went to Kingfisher, nobody came to a couple of our events. We even had food.
Yeah, yeah, I know. We just eat it all the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's why I like getting the text messages.
Hmm.
Our texting service keeps you updated with what we got going on.
Yeah. Yeah, just do announcements first.
I know you might as well just jump right off into it.
Yeah.
But we should probably jump off into this reading. It was a good one today.
Yes, the very understandable reading for me. I'm
Yes,
struggling. I'm just gonna blame it on my sleep.
I I liked it today. After I read it, I mean, I had to say a nice little prayer to myself over there. Like wow, like it's a pretty good one. I like it.
All right, ready? Are you sure? All right,
Bitch.
I'm not ready. Hold on, my brain's
Wait,
coming
wait.
up.
Jindagipa.
All right, when we become hollow bones, there is no limit to what the higher powers can do in and through us in spiritual things. Frank Fools Grow Lakota. If we want to be of maximum use to the Creator, we must ready ourselves to do so. If we are to become a channel for His purposes, we must prepare ourselves to do so. If we have resentment, fear, selfishness, or anger, we are not hollow bones. We must get rid of these things. We must change ourselves. We must ask for forgiveness for ourselves and forgive our brothers and sisters. We must keep our insides clean. We cannot use our power in a good way when we have blockages such as hate, judgment, and envy. When we are free of these things, the higher powers can use us beyond our wildest imagination. Then we can really help ourselves and help our people. Only when we are hollow bones can we have an effect on the world. O great spirit, remove me from the things that block my usefulness to you. Remove from my day all thinking that is out of harmony with your ways. Grant me your peace and allow me to function as a hollow bone.
I like that. Thank you, Mr. Chibata,
You're
for
welcome.
being my eyeballs on that.
That's what I'm here for.
What came to mind was, I guess it would have to be my process. Not having that understanding that I'm probably my own worst enemy. Not probably, it wasn't probably, I was. It's so easy to hold on to those negative feelings, that anger, that selfishness, that resentments. I mean, a resentment is an alcoholic's, you know, uh, excuse to go to keep using, to keep drinking. I was sitting there thinking about, before I got sober. Um, I was thinking about how I was a people pleaser, but at the same time, I was a fault finder. Like I knew how to get right next to you, and whenever things didn't go my way, like I would find a way to look down on people. Like I had any room to be doing that at all. Like, you could be a straight up sober person, and I'd be like, why are they hanging around me anyways?
I'm a bad influence.
Yeah, like, if they got it together, why are they hanging around me? I'm a horrible person. You know. But when it was convenient, like when it was convenient for me, I had a way of letting my reckless behavior like like take control of a situation. It could be somebody trying to help me, and I would be upset because I felt like they were judging me. you know uh there's been a few times where, even since I've been sober, I've had to stop myself. I've had to, I guess you could say, check myself about what my intentions are. Am I being intentional in the things that I talk about? Am I going out of my way to create harm? Whether it's you know thinking I'm being funny, or teasing somebody, or does somebody irk me that much that I feel like I got to change who I am because I want to lash out at somebody? I mean, there's been so many instances in my life where the negative has controlled my life, and I feel like I came to a place, finally come to a place in my life where I found this peace that you can't buy. I found this peace that that they said would happen if I applied these principles and these values that I learned from working the 12 steps of Alcoholic Anonymous. They said that these things would happen once I was able to separate, process, once I was able to, um, recognize when these things were starting to happen. And I feel like that's just part of the tools that I have in my toolbox. You know, uh, I had to stop my pride and my ego. That was the number one thing because I didn't understand how much I feel like I had control of things. It's kind of like when you start drinking or you start doing drugs, you're like, I can quit whenever I want. I have control of this. I choose to do this. But when it came down to it, my life became very, very unmanageable. And I didn't have the power. I didn't have anything that it took to stop what I was doing. So, when it talks about being a hollow bone, um, I understand that because I had to give up any sense of my pride, any sense of my ego, like anything that had to do with me thinking that I know better. Because when I look back at my life, I understood that it was my choices that got me to where I was. It got me to the point where I thought the only way out was suicide. I thought I was going to die from my disease. That's how like that's how strong my sickness had taken over my life. I just didn't see any way out. There was no other way out. I thought I was gonna die just like the rest of the my family members. Through whether it's cirrhosis, you know, uh, a car wreck, drowning, just swimming, or overdose, or I thought that was my life, and what I found on the other side of living, this reckless life where there were no consequences. There were no consequences until I got by myself, until I couldn't sit in my own thoughts for 5 minutes. Because then you start getting hit with all these different emotions that you were running from. So, becoming that hollow bone has allowed, I had to find a way to get these things out. I had to do that step 4. Step 4 is a very important part of my healing. I remember making my list with my sponsor. Making my list, man, that thing was 4 pages long. Double columned, like 4 pages long, and it had like so and so stole my charger. So and so owes me $200. So I mean, like, and I remember Shane was like, "Bro, this ain't that type of list. Like, this is not that type of list." He said, "Everything that you think you can, everything that's a part of the game, you can't bring the street game over here and expect to be okay. Like, you can't even go back and dip your toe in it and then come back over here and think that you're going to be okay." You know, I you know, I remember just laughing in my head thinking like man, that's like a very important, I had to be told that you can't do that. because I still had it in my head that's what everybody else was doing. How do you let go of somebody stealing a charger?
That was probably stolen in the first place. Yeah. Yeah, there's one thing that Barry brings
Yeah.
up all the time. It's this charger. He said it had lights on it and everything. He said it. Yeah, yeah. We know who did it too, because that's all Barry talks about is this charger. Yeah,
Yeah.
it probably wasn't even a charger for his phone. It's just an iPhone charger.
but but I had to be told these things, that you can't bring the street life. You can't bring the game, the dope game. You can't bring any of that hustler or any of that, that type of mentality over to this side of the street. Because I'm trying to clear my side of the street over here. You can't bring any of that over there and expect to be okay. So what did that mean? Is I had to completely let go of who I thought I was. I had this image in my head that I was some tough guy. I had this image in my head that like I'm sitting here living out of a backpack and I act like I'm a hustler. You know what I mean? Like I'm sitting there starving, like trying to think of how I can hustle somebody out of $5. Like it got that bad for me. But I have this image in my head, that probably only existed on 106 and Park. Probably only existed in a music video. That's who I seen myself as. And so giving up who I used to be, uh, like they say, the defeated don't get to negotiate the terms of surrender. We don't get to pick and choose what we get to bring over here. I had to completely let go of everything that I thought mattered. And at the time, all these prayers that I was asking for, I thought God didn't didn't care about me. I thought God forgot about me because none of these things that I wanted were coming true for me or were happening for me. But it wasn't that. It was just that that's where my life was not meant to go. I understand that now. Whereas becoming this hollow bone has created this space in my life that allowed all these positive things to happen. You know, uh, my kids were actually proud of me. You know, uh, they were proud to have their dad back in their life. My brothers and my sister. They like I could kind of tell they were like, how long is this gonna last? But now here we are, 3 years, 8 months later. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they truly trust me and believe in what I'm doing. My mom is able to call me and text me, and we can have like a just a normal conversation. Like these things that I took advantage of so many years. A lot of my friends, a lot of my childhood friends started reaching back out to me, and they're like my brothers. All these positive things started happening when I allowed love, when I allowed respect, when I allowed all these different positive things happen in my life. And now, like, my life is surrounded by a group of people that I trust with my life. So, I mean, it's just, I can understand what this reading says by becoming that hollow bone and allowing the creator to take over. Uh, if there's one thing I've learned about my process, I've learned how to sit down and say a prayer and put my face where my fear used to live and allow the creator to do. Uh, you put in the work and you allow the creator to handle the results. So what has happened is, I have the job that I dreamt of having when I got sober. I get to help people that I'll probably never even meet them in my life. You know what I mean? Like you plant these seeds all over, and you watch these things grow, and you watch them plant seeds in other people, and you just watch this thing keep going and going and going, and I can't take credit for any of that. If I've learned anything, it's that I have no control over who gets sober and who doesn't. I can show them the path. You can show them water, but you can't make them drink. You show them the path, and you allow the Creator to guide them down it. And you know, thankful, just very thankful that I get this opportunity. And so yeah, follow that up, Darian. Yeah.
Dave said I left your charger on your desk.
It doesn't light up.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. This is blue lights that lit up.
What is this Christmas lights that you got on clearance?
Plugged in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to South Coast Behavioral. Watch your charger.
Watch, Dave's gonna be like, "Hey, for promo items, can we give out light out chargers?" But
Go ahead, Mr.
Yeah.
Shibata. Let him have it.
Yeah, I think this is all just rooted in how your ego is. I think a lot of hard times can come with having an ego, or having a fragile ego at that, because you can have a lot of this stuff building up because you think the world revolves around you. And I know I struggled with it whenever I was younger, and it was actually in the time of my mom's healing. Is like, so I knew all this time that she was, drinking or doing whatever she was doing, it was because of that. But then once she started going to AA meetings,
Yeah.
it was like, well, she's not even home now. So like, it was like, so I had this self resentment. Like, I thought she wasn't coming home because of me or anything like that. And that was just an ego talk. And that led to, like, I was like, all right, well, then I'm just not going to be home. I'm going to get girlfriends and go live at their house until 9 p.m., then come home and then sleep in the living room, call good, and do this stuff the whole, time she was going through her outlet, which made it kind of easier for her. Probably she didn't have to cook for me, but, but, but it was all these like paths that were made out of spite. It was like, just how I felt like I was abandoned now that she was clean and sober, because I didn't realize that she needed her healing at
Yeah.
that time, because I was still just a teenager that was against the world, and so that led me down some crimes, some bad relationships, all sorts of stuff. And then finally, the best quality that I think people can have is humbleness, that kind of fell into me, to where I was humble. I had no ego, no world was revolving around me or anything like that. And that allowed me to see a lot clearer, see what the world for what it is, and how I can benefit the world. And that's when started maturing, joined the Navy, went to school, did all this stuff, but with no resentments or anything. It was just tranquility. And I think that is what will help get better qualities, better processes in life, is just starting with being humble and humbling yourself, releasing that control. Because a lot of people think that they can control their entire life, but that's just a recipe for disappointment, because you
Yeah.
do know that life happens, everything is going to happen just out of nowhere. But if you're humble and you recognize anything that can happen will happen, you'll realize that the only thing you can change is your outlook on life and how you respond to these things. And that all begins with being humble, being able to process healthily, and uh, be at peace. And through that, you will start healing alongside others, and you might be that beacon of hope that we see Barry being, by sharing his story, to where you don't see the results, you just see um, the effort right then, but you don't see the impact. So it's like you do see the light, like the sun in the sky, but you don't see how many plants it helps grow or anything like that. That's kind of what we're seeing now. And it's all still with being as humble as possible. I mean, It's Barry, so you know, he has to get bigger hats every day. But but that's the key is just realizing that we can't control everything, and then once we are at peace with ourselves, peace will find others around us. And I think
Definitely.
you know,
Say hi to Arya.
hello Ari, please behave for your mom. She's stressed out.
Scream.
Yeah, she's probably not
Run as
gonna hang
fast as
up.
you
Yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah.
Give her hell,
Oh,
Ari.
cartwheels.
Yeah. Do a flip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scream.
Yeah, but that's all I got.
Well, good morning, Alan, Mama Terry, Jen. Glad everybody could tune in. See them. Well, I think I love today's. Like I always say, it gives me something else to think about every day. You know, I know trying to heal is like coming into Wellbriety. It's
Hmm.
that emotional maturity and growth that I guess really didn't mean much to me. I mean, to me, it doesn't matter what program that you're working. In any 12-step program, the principles stay the same. But I never really paid attention to my emotional growth,
Hmm.
and I didn't realize how bad my emotions ran my life.
Yeah.
I used to get mad and just would say Choctaw turkey. You know what I mean? Like all the time.
Oh, yeah. Carmela wasn't here for that, right?
Yeah. You know what the Choctaw turkey is, right?
This is a language lesson for everybody. It's
Yeah, yeah,
not.
yeah.
It's not.
Choctaw turkey.
You gotta say
Yeah, fuck it.
it. So there's your
That's it.
language lesson for the
Yeah.
day of how to say turkey in Choctaw.
But I
I'm
mean,
just gonna get a shirt that just says Choctaw turkey on it.
I used to say that all the time. I'd be like, "What, man, Choctaw turkey?" You know what I mean? Like even my kids. But I mean, because I didn't have the tools that I needed. Holding on to all these negative feelings. Like there's an accumulative like response in my life that happened from all this reckless behavior that I was like just putting into the world. And then when I would end up in jail, it was just like, how the hell did I get here? You know what I mean? Like,
The
get
record scratches and then
yeah.
rewinds.
Like it just wasn't. I just thought that's how life was. Honestly, I honestly thought that's just how life was. So just being able to, just have that, being able to recognize, like when I start getting off track or I start getting off centered, I don't feel grounded or that was. I thought somebody threw something at us.
That's
That's
what I
not
thought too, but then I realized my phone's
good.
not on the
But
armrest anymore.
it just becomes like like when you have like this spiritual awakening. And I always say this, like I expected this beam of light to come down, and I expected to hear angels singing and like this oh type moment, and it's never like that. I mean, it's always like Homer Simpson, you know what I mean? Like some dope,
Yeah.
like feel like
Oh, it's that Mingo. Oh, moment.
yeah, and it always comes just on time.
Mhm.
That's another thing is I realize that I can't, I'm on God's time. When what I'm thankful for is I have know so many people that never even got this opportunity.
Mhm.
So the last thing that I want to think is that I'm taking advantage of this opportunity because, like I was saying, I thought the only way out was death. And now to look at the living side of my life, I was 41 years old when I got sober. So I don't feel like I really actually gave myself a chance to actually start living until May 4th, 2021. That's when I got my opportunity, and I haven't looked back. And if anything, like we were saying yesterday, hindsight is always 2020. So just being able to just sit here and talk about these things. I mean, to me, that's just a blessing in itself. So
Yeah,
that's all I got.
yeah, it's a good one.
Mado,
I don't know.
mado.
Whenever I was reading it this morning, I was like, I don't understand what I'm reading right now.
Yeah.
And then it started making sense whenever I was actually reading. I was like, maybe I just needed a little sip of my brain, my caffeine. Hey, this is the elixir of my heyo right here.
Yeah, I know, right?
This is me anyway. This is me naturally.
Well, should we jump into these announcements?
Yeah,
How long we already been on?
36 minutes. Oh, Dave
Oh, we
said
did.
the client said Uncle Eyeball's really eyeballing today.
Uncle Eyeball.
We're gonna get him an attachment so it fits on the bill of his hat.
Yeah, he wants me. He wants me to look like Jacob the jeweler.
Yeah.
No, we need it.
The flip ones, yeah.
My sister Mary said, "We're gonna get you the glasses like on Harlem Nights, like Red Fox on Harlem Nights." So,
Look like Ricky Smiley.
as long as I can see, I don't give a damn what I look like.
All right. All right. Talkspace. So Talkspace is our telehealth counseling service that we offer to anybody and everybody that's 13 and up.
Don't go, David.
It is completely free as long as you follow the steps on the paper, which is pretty much going to www.talkspace.com/CHATOR. And then whenever you input your information, it'll ask for your organization or it'll say an EAP code, and that will be restore. And that's what gets you it for free. This is a good resource. We actually had somebody call us yesterday that saw our presentation at the Momentum conference, and then they're going to try to advertise this to their students because they work at a public school system, and they do see a need for counseling services for these teenagers, and so that's good to see, and we hope to see more more community members stepping up to provide a service that not many people know about, and so that's what we hope to see is more people using it. And to stay up to date on our events, talking circles, gourd clan dances, text tour to 888-580-4tour.
Photo.
Albrighty meetings.
Yes. Monday nights we have a mending. We call it Mending Mondays. It's a mending broken hearts. Talking circle. Our facilitator is trained through White Bison, Mr. David Levi. I get the most out of these Men and Broken Hearts talking circles because I didn't realize how much grief had impacted my life. It gives you a healthy way to process. So those are like probably my favorite meeting. But we have those every Monday night here at 1950 South Shepherd in El Reno. Um, at 7 o'clock, park in the back and come through the back door. Then on Tuesday nights at 721 Frisco Avenue in Clinton, Oklahoma, at 7 o'clock at the public library. They have a regular talking circle there in Clinton. So go and check them out. And then on Thursday nights here at 1950 South Shepherd in El Reno, we have our regular talking circle. And then at 7 o'clock. So park in the back, come through the back door. And then in Weatherford at 810 East Cedar Avenue in Weatherford, Oklahoma at 7 o'clock at the Oxford House. They have a talking circle there as well. And then on Thursday nights, we also offer a talking circle for our youth, ages 13 and up. We would ask that you get your parent. We have a permission slip for your parent to sign. And it ain't like they're just getting in there talking about using drugs or nothing. It's just allowing these kids who are, we're all kids of addicts. We're allowing this positive space for them to maybe talk about the subjects that are hard to talk about. Being the kid of an addict, there's a lot of things that I kept in that I could not go to school and talk to anybody about. So I mean, we're not trying to like tell family secrets, but I mean, it's like allowing a positive place for these kids to maybe just channel some feelings that they have about what's going on in their life or what they had to experience, and it's just allowing them to let them know that they're not alone in their journey. So shout out to Miss Tater Tot Escott Tatum. Appreciate the work that you're doing. And then on Friday nights here at 1950 South Shepherd, um, at 7 o'clock, we have a 12-step meeting, which gets a little bit more in depth into the Wellbriety book and a little bit more action where you put pen to paper. So, yeah, like I said, text get the texting service, and it gives you our time, dates, and locations.
Yeah. All right. January
All
25th
right.
at the Respect Gym, which we got to update this flyer. We will have our first birthday for All Nations Recovery Gord Clan. So we made our debut last year in January, and it's been nothing but great things ever since.
I think
And
it was
so
January 12th.
I think so. Yeah. And so, our shirts have been through a lot of sweat, a lot of just everything. So, come out, dance with us, come celebrate, being in recovery. We're going to try to invite, as many recovery organizations that we can, so that way they can come set up, share their resources and, dance with us. And you will have a men's chicken dance contest for a TV and then a team dance contest for cash prize. And then January 21st, during the Elders Traditional Night event in Sealing, we will have a hand drum making class. We will have 20 hand drum kits that we will help people make their own drum. And then if you get there after those 20, we'll probably have a secondary craft. It won't be a hand drum, but it'll probably be like straight dance bells or something along those lines. That way somebody can get something out of it. And so we will do those. They get to keep the hand drums. And then we will, go to the next community once we figure out, the details of the next community that we're going to be making hand drums in. So we hope to see you there. There will be a meal also provided by Pathways during that one. So
They always feed good.
yep, they feed great. And then our next box is our snag bags. It is the return of the snag bag. So it'll have your condoms, Plan Bs, dental dams, HIV test kit, breath mints, a toothbrush, Narcan, fentanyl test kits, and educational materials. And so, if you have your eye on somebody, prep for the best, and be prepared instead of frantically going to the store. And then
Snag swag
it's getting
bag.
cold, as Mingo says. Yeah,
Snag
he always says
swag
the Big Yankees
bag.
welcome him with open arms. Yeah,
I don't know why, but I believe
it's that Chavez way.
it. Well, we appreciate everybody that's able to tune in. As always, morning Dana, Mr. Anzawa. Glad you could tune in, brother. David, where's my charger? My little brother Norm. Good morning, Mr. Norm Sheridan. Uh, is that it? Is that all we got?
Yeah, I know we have podcast tomorrow with Victim Services.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah.
So we'll get to highlight some of their services. They can share their experiences, and that'll be tomorrow afternoon around 2 o'clock. And so if you guys are ever interested in that,
Yeah, definitely.
just tune in because you never know who might need these services. And so just you knowing where to find these resources, that'll be a good thing. And then I think
Yeah.
they're bringing some other special guests too that deal with kind of MIP stuff and have some touching stories. So yeah, tune in tomorrow.
Good deal. Can't wait. I cannot wait.
Yeah, we'll go get some.
And once again, my bad, Natalie, for not
She's not even
texting.
watching. You
I know.
she doesn't watch this
That's
stuff.
why she wanted me to text her and tell her I was about to do this. So
She's just trying to keep tabs on you. Don't let her do that. I'll text you later, Jerica. Yeah.
She needs to know.
Wow. Yeah, I know. You guys need to go to 2 different COTA meetings.
Well, we appreciate everybody that's able to.
Oh
tune
God,
in.
she's watching. All right. Well, sit up straight. Oh, Carmelo said he didn't like your tamales.
Oh,
Mainly because left this morning, and I even saved some
toe up.
too.
Let's
And then
toe
Barry
up.
started giving them away.
Yeah, everybody loved them.
Yeah,
Everybody
besides Car-
loved them except Carmelo
I know.
because he didn't get
Yeah.
none.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like, share, follow, tell your mammy about us. We appreciate everybody that interacts with us. One of these days, I'll be able to see without my eyeball, and I'll be able to say hi to everybody. So until then,
Yep. We'll see you tomorrow.
we will see you tomorrow.
Stay motivated with their goals.
I hope.
Hey!